Does look like we'll have a pretty intimate group though, so that'll
It's great.
make it good for them asking questions.
Well, whenever we get the opportunity, at least share the good news. I don't care if it's 1 or 100, right?
Well, Deacon, if you want to go ahead and get started.
Sure. Well, good afternoon. It is afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I know it's during the lunchtime, but we truly appreciate your time and will be very respectful of your time. I'm Deacon James Carbajal, the Chief Executive Officer here at the Catholic Community Foundation, and I'm extremely excited, I know along with all my other colleagues here at the Foundation, to talk about the Shop for a Cause amazing digital giving tree. And what's interesting is, God is so good. When there's a need, he gives us what we need. And today we're going to present a digital solution that actually helps you. I know there's several of you now, they're either connecting or already connected to help to connect your donors with your immediate need. And so we're grateful you're here today. But let's begin with a prayer, just a very brief prayer, because we have to thank God for all that he gives us. We begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, Father God, as always, our hearts are full of gratitude because all that we have comes from you. You give us all the gifts and the tools that we need to serve your people. Today is no different as we present the digital giving tree from Shop for a Cause. We thank you for all of the intellect that went into this. We also thank you for those participating today. We ask you to bestow your blessings upon each and every one of us. We ask you to bless those that could not be with us, those who are suffering, those who need comfort, especially during this Thanksgiving holiday and as we enter the giving season. And we ask all of this, Lord, through your Son, Christ. Amen. In the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Well, this is exciting. Thank you again for joining us. It looks like we have several people tuned in. As I mentioned before, this digital giving tree was quite a gift, and the Catholic Community Foundation is very excited to share this gift with all of you. And we hope after you learn much more about it today, actually, they're going to get very technical with you today about how to use it and how to engage your own donors, because not only do we have those needs for to put it roughly, those large cash gifts, but we also have the need for those smaller gifts to help us to fulfill our operational needs. And this digital giving tree, the safe and very responsible way of fulfilling your needs, is quite the solution. So I am, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kyle Felix. Kyle, please tell him everything you know.
Okay, well, thank you, Deacon. So my name is Kyle Felix. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at the Catholic Community Foundation. I've been really blessed to be a part of the digital giving tree and Shop for a Cause right from the beginning in terms of the formation of the website, the design of the website, the functionality of the website. So it's been quite the journey over the last years we've been developing this, but we're really excited to share this with the community, and hopefully it's a great resource that all of you are able to leverage and have great success with. So before I get started, I'm going to quickly introduce some of the other players here involved today. So you've already met Deacon James Carbajal, our CEO. We're also joined by David Newton, who is the CTO for Shop for a Cause. David is going to be running through the actual functionality and kind of doing a walkthrough of the live website to kind of give you that background information of how you get set up and how you'll actually utilize the website going forward. Catherine Almond, she's our communication and marketing coordinator. Catherine will talk about the marketing component and how the Catholic Community Foundation will actually set you up for success in terms of what are those tools that you can use, and how we're going to, make that a big point of emphasis, because marketing will be really important with how we get this to your community, but also how we're going to get it to our community as well to help support you. So they will be helping throughout. And as a note, We do have a smaller group today, so if you feel like you have questions throughout, please feel free to enter them in the chat or turn on your microphone if you're so brave. Otherwise, we'll have a section at the end dedicated to questions. But this is the workshop number 2 that we've done. We did an earlier one back in October. This is a little bit of a smaller group, so feel free to jump in. I'm happy to go through questions as they come up. So what is the problem? I think that was the biggest thing. Why did we come up with Shop for a Cause? Why did we feel like this was a worthwhile endeavor for us to put time and resources into? Well, it kind of goes back to the basics of fundraising to some extent of why do people give and why did they stop giving? One of the things that we found in our research is people tend to stop giving to initiatives that they don't know how their money's being used, or they don't know how they're making an impact. And that's where Shop for a Cause comes in, is it kind of provides that first layer of transparency and accountability. People want to know how their money's being used. They want to know how they're making a difference. Think of it this way: if I write a check and I hand it off, I may not have much follow-up, where if I go on to Shop for a Cause, I'm purchasing a backpack for a child specifically, or I'm purchasing a textbook for a child. It creates that connection or ability to link to how you're making an impact. So using people's mentalities when it comes to giving was a very strong aspect as to how they would respond to a digital platform as a basis for giving. So this provides transparency and accountability. People know how their money is being used and how it is supporting. Not to say that this is ever going to replace the check or the cash that we all need to survive as nonprofits. It provides an additional giving avenue to those who may not give or otherwise may not give as much. So again, in the nonprofit world, we're all about taking people where they are and moving them or providing those avenues that which they can give. And this is another one of those avenues. So public safety, there's no doubt that this was spawned during COVID. I think that's a big thing that we realized when we were forming this last year, and I'll kind of get to the backstory as to how this was kind of born, but people are hesitant to go out. Not everybody is willing to go to mass. Not everybody is willing to go to social events. And for your giving tree particularly, not everyone wants to go through the process of going to the store, coming to the parish, whatever it may be. So this again has that in mind in terms of meeting people where they're at. Demographics are changing. I think this is a big thing that we've really focused on here at the foundation. The attitude towards giving is changing amongst the generations in today's society. People 50 and younger, 45 and younger like to see, we always talk about the 3 T's, time, treasure, talent. We're seeing a lot of that time and talent portion being in the younger generations, and really asking more of those challenging questions. How's my money being used? How is this making an impact? Is this time well spent? And this is now meeting some of those younger demographics to influence them or to encourage them to give in this new method of giving. So that's really what we're looking at with the Shop for a Cause, is meeting people where they're at and helping them to motivate them to give, essentially. So convenience factor. Who hasn't forgotten, something on their day-to-day life? Let's use the example of the giving tree. How many of you have taken something off a giving tree before, only to forget that you put it in your backpack, put it in your car, put it in your purse, whatever it may be, and you just forgot to fulfill that need? Well, that's the benefit of Shop for a Cause, is it allows people to go home and, I can't make it to the store, I forgot to get this. Simply participate by scanning a QR code or going to the website and finding all of those needs. One thing that I like to talk about from last year's results, where we did our pilot program, was we did a survey after completing the 3-week program, our pilot program. And of that, there was 30% of people who gave to the giving tree last year did not participate the prior year. And the most cited reason was, I just forgot. So it's just one of those things, again, to provide the convenience factor in a hectic life, in hectic times. So it could lead to a higher participation rate for your digital giving tree, and maybe even amongst your donors. So what is the solution? So that's where we're talking about the online giving tree. So we really call it the online giving tree or the digital giving tree for the Christmas season, but know that this will be around year round. We're looking at this as being a new avenue of giving going forward because again, it just goes to the changing times, changing demographics, and meeting people where they're at. So from the highest level, identify what your needs are in the community. So there's really two ways this can be used. We have both parishes and nonprofits here today, and that'll be utilizing this. Parishes, there's no reason that you could not use your own needs, but ultimately a lot of you are using this as a digital giving tree. So that's either happening through, partnering with community partners such as Aid to Women's Center, First Wave Pregnancy, Excel, whoever it may be. You are finding those needs and then fulfilling those needs as a community. Otherwise, we're seeing some parishes that actually have families in their community who have needs. So it's all about accumulating need. What do you need? From there, it's as easy as going to shopforacause.com and step number 2 there, and you are building your shop. It's a very seamless process, and that's something that David's going to cover very shortly here. But we have a library of hundreds of items available that you can choose from to build your shop. And once you build your shop, it's all about driving awareness. I think that's the biggest thing that we really want to reiterate is communicating this to your community in some form or fashion. Of course, we're going to help on our end. We have Giving Circle members, we have our donor advised fund holders, we have other donors that we work with that we are going to be pushing them to the website as well to help fulfill that community needs. So with both of us pushing to the website, we're really expecting some good things to happen, just like we saw last year. So step 4, that's when you're live on the website, you're promoting. It's as easy as someone to go online shopping as if they're using an Amazon or a Walmart.com. They basically select the item that they want to fulfill, gets added to their cart, and they check out like they would on any other e-commerce website. So again, it's very seamless, efficient, and easy to use. Finally, in step 5, once that donor has bought those goods, on the back end, Shop for a Cause and our team, we take care of getting those goods delivered to the charity or parish from what the goods were purchased. So as the parish or nonprofit using this, your main responsibility in this is establishing your need, so setting up your shop and driving awareness. Otherwise, everything else is taken care of for you. So why should you consider using Shop for a Cause? That's ultimately the question that we're trying to answer here today. We've already touched on some of this, but it's a unique way of engaging your current supporters. Again, it's meeting people where they're at and giving them a different avenue to participate. We've all heard about the blended gifts, right? Or triple gifts, sometimes people are calling for now, of the current gift, the immediate gift, the annual gift, and maybe the end of life gift. Well, this could be another avenue to make the quadruple type of gift where someone can actually participate in another way that maybe they wouldn't participate otherwise. And again, it's a unique way to find new supporters. I already mentioned that we are going to be pushing our own donors to this website, but through promotion, this is unique. Not a lot of charities are doing this right now. This is a unique way to find new people through promoting in your social media, promoting through emails, whatever it may be. This is a new way to engage the community. And as nonprofits, we're often, how do I want to say this? We're usually behind the ball to some extent when it comes to updating to new technology. We're somewhat reactive. This is a way that we can be on the forefront of a lot of the changes in our changing in society, changes in technological preferences of people and technological actions. So this is getting us on the front end of things. And I think it's a great way to engage people who otherwise may not be engaged. Ease of use, I think that's a big thing. I just spoke about that in the last slide is we are going to be helping you all the way through on this. So we want to make this seamless. We want to make this easy. If that means we will help you set up your shop initially, if that means you're going to email us a list of goods that you need on there to start, we will help you do that. So we are really trying to make this easy for you to implement. And it's again, one thing I should talk about is this is a supplement to your current program. If you're using a digital giving tree specifically, this is not meant to completely get rid of the tree in the lobby. This is meant to be a supplement to your tree in the lobby. What we're seeing is people will have the regular ornaments on the tree, a paper ornament that has the good on the back. And on the other side, a QR code or the website to lead them to the website so that if they forget to fulfill that physical need on the front, they can just go to the website and complete the purchase that way. So it's a supplement. We've seen some replace completely, but others are actually using this to supplement their current giving tree, because again, there's some symbolism with having that giving tree in your lobby during the giving season. So we encourage you to get unique with this and to really find different ways to use this. We'll be sharing our feedback that we get from others who are using this, but so far we've had some very good responses, and we're looking forward to really bringing this out this holiday season. So other reasons to consider this, I think a big reason, it's free. This is not something that we're charging for. I think a lot of people have a lot of different subscriptions that they're subscribed to, and sometimes we lose track of that. This is not one of them. This is a free resource that we provide as a community foundation. We've done our homework on it. We've invested in it, time, resources, money, and it's something that we wanted to provide to help further your mission. That is why we exist. So I just want to make sure that's crystal clear that it's one of those things that, we aren't necessarily pushing. It's something we're providing as a tool. So I want to make sure everyone is aware of that. And one final thing to talk about is the donor stewardship and communication component. That's always a challenge as to how we communicate impact. How is money being used? This platform will be an automatic avenue to do that, for one, because again, they purchase a physical good, and it's very easy to create that connectedness impact in someone's mind when they buy a physical good. On the other side, this will automatically send acknowledgement letters. So that's always a challenge that people have in terms of in-kind gifts of how do I give someone a donation receipt? Well, we'll take care of that on the Shop for a Cause end, where that's automated, and you can actually communicate with your donors through the system as well. So why should the supporters use Shop for a Cause? Why would donors want to use this? And again, without getting into the built-in transparency, accountability, feelings of connectedness, while that's a really big part, there's a lot of other reasons why they could use it as well. A lot of challenges we find as a community foundation is people are always trying to learn about needs in the community. And it's not a very easy thing to do because, it's not readily posted in one location. Typically, it takes a number of phone calls, emails, and even then it takes time to get follow-up on those phone calls or emails. Well, this is a very convenient way for donors to go to one single source to find about the needs in the community. It's the convenience factor and ease of use that people will be drawn to this, hopefully, to use this as a means of giving going forward. Limits contact in a contactless world. Again, we're getting more to that e-commerce aspect, and it's no secret that COVID has disrupted a lot of businesses. It's disrupted a lot of ways that we interact in our communities. This again just enhances that, and this provides more opportunity for people to participate who otherwise may be unable or were unwilling before. And as I mentioned, in a typical giving tree or digital giving tree, or even giving physical goods, getting a tax deduction isn't always top of mind, but it is important to some people, especially if they are going to come on the website and they're going to spend a lot more money. This again provides another supplemental benefit to those who would otherwise give physical goods. This way they actually get a tax deduction for giving those physical goods. And that's something that we handle on the Shop for a Cause and Catholic Community Foundation end. So as I mentioned, we did a pilot last year for December of 2020. We had 3 parish organizations participate in this, 2 in the East Valley and 1 in the North. And overall, there were over 19 organizations represented during that time. This ran for about a 3-week period. And in that 3 weeks, there were 124 orders, so 635 items, and over 31,000 goods of items purchased through the website. So this was using let's call it a much watered down version of the current website, and had less functionality, less robustness involved. And based off the success that we had in that 3 weeks, we figured people were responding very well to this. A lot of these parishes saw the most participation that they've ever seen. So we thought this is a good way to bring this community. Let's put the time and the resources into this that we think it deserves. I mentioned the survey that we did to those who gave last year. 85% of people who responded to the survey said they gave more using the digital giving tree than they did in the previous year giving tree. So those who had given in the previous year, both years, basically. What that tells you is, one, this gives you a more 10,000 foot view of the need of your organization. So if I'm going to, let's just use a giving tree in a parish, I select one tag off the tree and I see the one item that I'm responsible for, right? So you purchase the one item. If I'm able to go to the website and see, oh, wow, there's hundreds of items of need. There's, a total dollar amount of $10,000 of need. I'm more inclined to step up and to participate at a higher level than I otherwise would be if I just see one item on my tag. So it gives people more of that transparency and more of a more filtered lens in terms of what the actual need is. So it's benefiting the digital giving tree in the community in a bigger way that otherwise people would not see.
Kyle, I'm going to make a comment. If those that are watching, if they look behind Catherine's head, sorry, Catherine, but you see all those boxes behind there?
Right.
Actually, that's just a small portion of the different donations been made to from donors such as those who contribute to you out there. But those are from what ladders to tools to Pampers to food items. That's what people are donating, and that's what we facilitate. This whole application here facilitates. So a lot of good things going on.
Right. And to Deacon's point, we're already seeing more of the donors from last year come back and wanting to see more shops on the website. We're calling them shops, right? So people love this. They're coming back to it and they want to see more. So as Catherine and Deacon alluded to, we're already getting a lot of stuff from the need that we had posted now. But again, over these next few weeks, we're expecting to see a lot more volume. So in this picture here, you're actually going to see some of the stuff from last year. So for example, we've got the 50 laptops that were delivered to St. Catherine and St. Fitz de Paul schools, elementary schools, as a result of the e-learning that happened last year in COVID. So the community stepped up in a big way to help fulfill some of those technological needs. On the right pictures, that's St. Timothy's, which was one of our participating parishes last year. They had one of the biggest years that they have ever had in terms of giving tree. What I'm going to show you on the next slide is actually a walkthrough of their room where they actually ran out of room. They had to go to a second room to help house all of these needs before sending them out. So they had such a great response from the community, and the amount of people who stepped up and were doing large orders was something that they'd never seen before. So again, it provides more opportunity and a much larger view at the overall need, kind of driving people to be more generous. And I think that's really an important thing. And I have to suspect using online shopping makes things a little bit easier to buy more things. I don't know, that's the nature of society now where we're using online shopping a lot more. And again, I think it just provides people another avenue to make an impact that otherwise they may not be aware of. And on the left there, we have other organizations who benefited last year. Phoenix Women's Clinic, again, some of the schools here, Age Women's Center, First Way Pregnancy. So we had a lot of benefiting organizations, and it was just a great experiment that's turned into a lot more. So what else is out there? Before making this type of decision to invest in this website, we wanted to know who else is doing this and who else is doing it well, and what opportunities do we have to, make it better. And ultimately, a lot of you may be familiar with Amazon Smile and GoFundMe. Donors Choose is bigger on the national stage than it is locally, but it's another one that's doing these physical needs and project-based fulfillment. So physical need delivery, kind of the crux of the program. Amazon Smile is really the major player who's doing this. The supplier agnostic category, that's basically saying, if you want to order something that is a specialty item, say you want to order from Walmart or you want to order from Lowe's or Home Depot, you're only subject to what's on Amazon. For us, we'll basically put a good on from anywhere. So if you have a special item or a custom made item, you can actually give us the link and we can post that onto your page. Project funding, Amazon does not do that, but the others, Donor Choose and GoFundMe, do this. Essentially, that is not a functionality that's capable right now, But in January 2020, we are anticipating releasing this additional module into the website where you can actually post your project needs. So if I'm building a playground, let's say, and I need $75,000, it'll allow you to track your progress on the website and allow people to contribute to that project on your Shop for a Cause page. So that just adds the elements of transparency, accountability, and really getting people motivated to give towards a project. Catholic aligned, that's the crux of who we are. Anything that we do and how we represent the website will be aligned with our values. Organizational reporting, Dave is going to show a little more on this in a little bit in terms of what information is available to you. So when a donor purchases, you will get all of that information in terms of what's relevant, knowing their preferences, how do they like to give, all that sort of great information that is so important in a data-driven world. Marketing assistance, we are the only ones doing that. Catherine's going to talk about that very shortly here, but that's a very important component in terms of getting the word out, as ultimately that's going to be a good telling item as to how successful you're going to be. So I'm going to pass it on to David now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and he's going to do a live demo for us of how to use the website.
Thanks so much, Kyle. And, before I get started, I just want to say, how blessed I feel to be here with you all today. So thank you to, Catholic Community Foundation for being great partners. And thank you to everyone else for joining and, what you do in the community. So I actually need the ability to share screen, Kyle. So it's a setting real quick. There we go. Beautiful. Can everyone see my screen?
Sure can.
Fantastic. So, as Kyle said, it couldn't be easier to get started on Shop for a Cause for a charitable organization. So, I think he said step one was navigate to Shop for a Cause. So after that, it's easy as create your shop. So what you do here is there are two options. There's make donations. So this is for individual contributors, and then add our charity. So you'll click add our charity, fill out your general information here. So let me fill this out really quick. Yes. And then this is going to send you an email. So you'll navigate to your email, get a confirmation, click to confirm, and then it's going to bring you to a prompt to create your charity profile. So here's where you're going to fill out all your information. Some of this is required at initial signup, some of it's not, and we'll go through that. So here we'll do test charity. You'll enter in your URL, so your address. I'll put in my home address if anyone wants to take that down. Send me Christmas cards or Thanksgiving cards. I'm very open to receiving anything. Your EIN, this is required for your storefront to go live, but is not required to add this form if you don't have it. Description, this is a test. So this is where you can tell people about your charitable organization. And then your IRS determination letter. Again, this is required for your shop to go live, but not required to sign up. So we'll hit next. You'll select the type of charity or types of charities you are. This is all driven from GuideStar, so it should be completely compliant with any registration you have already. I'll hit next. Here you'll upload a charity logo, which is required. Your background is not required. So really quickly, want to make sure, Deacon James, it's all right. I'm going to use some Catholic Community Foundation materials here. With the email that will go out after this, CCF will be sending out a profile background image. So if you don't have one of these handy for your shop, don't worry about it. They've got some great marketing materials here for you. So we're going to click done, go to homepage. And then as soon as you go to your homepage, you'll see that this button now no longer says create your shop, it says view your shop. So we'll see this is my homepage. You'll see I didn't upload a background yet. But we have our charity details, category, location, website, and then the contact us email. So the great part about all this information is that you can edit it right here, everything down to the profile image and header as well. So you can change any of these categories you'd like. I'm going to close this because it's not relevant. And then the next step would be adding your products. And this is really where, you know, we come in handy in a few different ways. So you'll navigate down here to add products. It'll take you to our add products screen. Give me 1 second. I'm in a different part of my house today, so my internet might be a little slower. Let's try from here. There we go. Great. And then you'll see here a list of all the products we have in our Shop for a Cause database. So it ranges everything from box noodles, nail clippers, all the way to STEM equipment setups, baby bouncers, iPads, and so on. There are a few easy ways to navigate through this. You can either search for products or go through different categories. What we've done so far is we've added all of the products that were successful last year from a donation standpoint, as well as already requests from the 7 different organizations, or 9 organizations actually, that are live on our website right now. That'll be the next key component where our team comes in handy, because as you'll notice right here in sports, we have soccer balls and footballs, but we don't have any basketballs. So if your organization wants to add one to the site, you can simply click this request button up here. You can type in something as simple as basketball. So we'll go out and we'll find a generic product. Or if you say want a Wilson mid-sized basketball, you can type that here and provide a product link as well. Let me close this. Again, that's my birthday that popped up. So birthday cards, you already have my address. The link to the product here is super handy as well for us to make sure we're just getting the right gift. As Kyle said, we do facilitate needs from different online providers than Amazon. So if you need something from, you know, Philips, we have defibrillators on here, or custom products, you want to make sure you put this link in here so we can get the right product for you. So after we do that, we'll select the quantity. So we want 45 soccer balls. We'll hit done. And we'll see it live on our site. So it's something you see in real time for the site to update. What I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to switch to my CCF account just to make sure you guys can see all the different features we have. So give me 1 second. Getting all these dash line pop-ups, sorry. All right, so now that we've seen the site, I'll take you through some settings of your actual account inside Shop for a Cause. So there are 2 different tabs, and something we do that's pretty unique at Shop for a Cause is when you create a charity, we also create a personal account for you. So this is so you yourself can make contributions to your organization or any other organization, as well as manage your charity account. So the first thing you'll see when you click this drop down on the right in your account settings is the personal side. So we have your profile, first name, last name, email address. Apparently my last name is Panda here. Your birthday, again, I like gift cards or birthday cards. You can change your profile picture here. We can change general notifications. So these are the different notifications that Shop for a Cause will send you as you make purchases. And then privacy. So we do, to be compliant with GDPR and any other regulations, we allow people to hide data, their personal data, from charities that they donate to. This is on this 3rd tab, but we are seeing people not check this. Again, we want to give you access to your donor information through the site, but we do have to give them the ability to select out of it. If you click the next tab, you'll see charity info. So this is, again, where you can change your charity information on the website. So you'll see Catholic Community Foundation is the organization I'm logged into, the website URL, charity address. We also have shipping address. So if this is a different address than your actual HQ, you can change that here, and we'll know to ship goods to this location. You can also upload your EIN and IRS determination letter on this page as well. These buttons on the left. So this button, if you sign up, it will say pending. Or request shop approval. Right now, this is live because this shows my organization, CCF, is live on the site right now. This is how you know if your website is public. Anytime you make a change, just click Save Changes here as well. Here for team, this shows the team members on your site. I haven't invited anyone else to the shop yet, so these are blank. But if you want to invite anyone else to your shop, type in the email address here, send invite, and they're good to go. The next tab I'm going to show you in our drop down is personal donations. So again, we do break this up from charity and personal inside one login. So you'll see right here, my tax donation form is available upon request. And then you'll see 2 donations I've made. Very, very generous gifts to the Catholic Community Foundation of 2 sets of nail clippers. The information you'll see here is one of these has been marked as delivered. So Catholic Community Foundation as an organization has gone in and said this has been received. It's a process that you guys will have exposure to as well. And then order number 2, you'll see it's still processing. So this means it's in the process of being ordered or shipped or something along the lines, and the organization has not confirmed receipt of this yet. Gone to my charity profile, and now we have my donation reports. So this is on the charity side. This is a login for you as a charitable organization. So CCF now sees that these 2 donations were made. This is a new donation for them. So they see it's processing. If they want to mark it as delivered, say, oh, I received this today, simply click this button and it moves down to this delivered section. We also put in a Nifty Export button here. And this is an example of the reports that you'll see. So you'll see how many orders came through, your charity, the donation status. So as you remember, one was delivered, one was processing, the email of the donor who sent this to you, the donor name, again, David Newton and David Panda is my alias, the product that was donated, the cost of the product, how many, a picture of this good, and then the creation date, which is the order date of this good as well. So pretty exciting from a reporting and analytics standpoint. Again, the final tab here is simply to request products to add to charity. I cannot stress enough how simple it is for us as Shop for a Cause to add custom products to our website. So if you're not seeing something, please do request that product at the top, or shoot us an email if you have a list of a few of them. I do want to point out one last thing. If you are having problems on the site, we do have a contact us button down here. Our support team is always available. By support team, I mostly mean myself and then Kyle as well. So feel free to shoot me an email anytime you need anything, whether it's something as simple as changing the size of your image on the website or, creating custom products. Feel free to reach out and, we'll get back to you right away. And that is all I have, Kyle.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, David. What we're going to do now, since we kind of went through the walkthrough here, I'd like to have Catherine, who's going to walk through the marketing and communication piece of how can you effectively market this and communicate to your community. So Catherine, if you'd like to share your screen with us and do a brief walkthrough as to how we're going to help.
Yep. Thank you, Kyle and David. My screen up here. And thank you to everybody who took out some time in their day to come and learn more about this program. See some familiar names and faces. Hi, Antoinette. Let's see here. Okay. Can everybody see that all right? Good? Okay. All right. So like Kyle said, I am Catherine. I am the marketing and communication coordinator here at the Catholic Community Foundation. So I will just briefly go through the marketing component of this program. This is the Digital Giving Tree Toolkit. It's kind of packed with a bunch of information that is really great to know. I'll be sending this out electronically to everybody, as well as the recording for today's workshop. So in case you didn't catch something or you want to refer back or anything like that, you can easily do that with the recording. So just to kind of briefly go through this toolkit, it's what is the Digital Giving Tree? What is an online giving platform? Just a lot of the things that we've already kind of talked about. And then some testimony, does it work and what are the benefits? So what you'll get with this marketing toolkit is a bunch of marketing design files that is essentially a way for you to communicate your shop out to your community. And that's the key in all of this. You can set up your shop, you can put all the great needed items on there, but if your community doesn't know about it, it's not going to be very successful. So that is the key element in all of this, is to kind of push it out to all of your community so that they know what the need is and they can then help you. So I'm kind of the second component of this. So after you've created your shop and you've got your items on there, then you can contact me and then I'll help you along the way of doing the marketing component. My contact information is in here. So again, I'll send this out to everybody so you'll have that with you. So some of the examples of the items that you'll get customized. So this is a customize your logo here. So as you can see, this is a sample. But this is like bulletin, flock notes, that kind of design files that you'll get. So depending on what kind of organization you are, if you're a parish and you send out flock note information, or if you're an organization, you send out, email blasts or anything like that, you can plug these in depending on what kind of marketing avenues that you use. Like I said, this is a sample. So once you get your shop up and running, please contact me and then I can then customize all of these design files just for your organization. So you'll see at the bottom here, this is just like a sample message that you can add in that kind of pairs along with the design file that you'll get. You see we have social media on here as well with a sample post that you can take and use as your own. We have a website banner samples, so you can put it on your website. So you can easily allow your community who go to your website to kind of click and go straight to your shop. This is a sticker template. So as Kyle mentioned earlier, we know that there's a lot of organizations out there who have existing physical giving trees that they do, and that's great. This is not meant to replace, but more as a supplement program to help further that reach into your community. So we are actually CCF is currently working on putting a physical tree in our own lobby of our own building. And what we'll do is we will create these little custom tags that have the URL and the QR code to allow people to go take a tag. They can still take a tag, and then they can still view the beautiful tree that we'll have in our lobby, but then they'll easily be able to go to the website and fulfill that need that we show on there. So this is just an example. If you do have a current giving tree that you currently use, this is just a way to enhance that program that you have. We have a clickable link on here for Vistaprint. That's what we found to be some pretty cheap stickers that you can purchase with this template right here. And please reach out if you have any questions as to how to do this. I'm more than happy to walk you through how to do it. And then the last component is just kind of a flyer insert. You can use this just printing out and giving to your supporters. You can use it as a bulletin insert. You can use it as a mailing insert. It's another tool that you have to be able to communicate and market to your community. And then this is just an example of a message that you can definitely use for anything. It kind of goes through the high level of what the digital giving tree is and to help you educate your community on the need. Okay, so like I said, the number one key element and takeaway of this is to communicate. So here are some best practices. So start early, get your shop up and running. Please reach out to David or myself if you have any questions in doing that. Communicate is the key to success. So communicate after you get your shop up, communicate out to your community so they know what the need is, and then repeat. So stay engaged with your community, update your shop, and keep on posting or communicating via your avenues that you have. And that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. Okay. Everyone can see my screen? Okay, so just to reiterate, Catherine did a great job there in terms of giving us an overview of the marketing component, but I think the biggest thing I want to reiterate is that we're here to help. If there's some way we can help get you started, if you want to send us an initial list of goods that you need on your website, I mean, that's what we're here to do. We want to make sure that this is not so burdensome and that it's something that's very easy to do. So feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help. Next steps, Catherine kind of covered these, but we're going to go ahead after the call and we're going to actually send over that marketing toolkit. Again, it's going to be in a sample format. We're going to give you the link to this recording, and we'll give you the link to the previous recording, to the one that we did earlier back in October, since it takes some time to format and all that sort of stuff. And then also this slide deck that we went through here today. After that, sign up for your account. Your account. David kind of gave a good background and quick synopsis of how easy it is. You know, less than 2 minutes and you're pretty much ready to go to start building that shop. Following all those steps to go live, if you run into any issues, please let us know and we'll give you a hand with that. So we have some frequently asked questions. I'm not going to run through all these right now, but feel free to look at the slide deck with some of these, you know, components. Is this free? How are our prices determined? All that sort of stuff. That's good knowledge. But with that, I'm going to open the floor for any questions from the group here today before we wrap this up. Any questions? Catherine, I cannot see if there are any questions, so let me know if you see any coming through in the chat.
I don't see any.
Okay. Feel free to turn on your mic as well if you have anything. Otherwise, we're going to send a follow-up email. Catherine, myself, David will be on there. So feel free to respond to that or give us a call. If there are no questions, we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. And you'll be hearing from us soon. Thank you all so much for attending today. We appreciate it.
God bless. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanks, Jesse.
Take care.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye now.